Hey guys, welcome back. So we have a new project, nothing metal related, kind of, but no. Millings, old garage. So what does that mean? These millings are getting put down here, and this garage is getting torn down for a brand new garage that's going to be 25 foot tall, and it's going to take up this whole area. So this is the garage I've been working out of. It's pretty run down. I'm really not a carpenter, so we never finished a lot of the stuff on this garage. Like the soffits were never done right, and I just never finished them. We never finished painting this. So the list goes on, and as you can see here, there's lots of water. So I had dug this out last year and put millings down to bring the level down of the garage, because I was actually getting water sheeting across and going under the doors. So I dug it down and put millings in, but I just kind of said forget it, and this year I just decided to build a whole new garage. So this level is going to get brought up about 18 inches across this whole area, so it should be about a foot taller than the bottom of that door. Should be like up there, should be the new floor level, and it's going to come to about here. It's going to go to there, the back of that pile, over to here, and somewhere in this ballpark. 22 by 40 approximately, with a 14-foot bay. So these doors are 9 foot tall, and as you've seen on the inside of the garage, that the ceiling is, inside ceiling is a little over 11 foot tall. So I can't really fit much machinery in the garage as it sits. So down there it's only about 7 foot tall because of the pitch of the roof. So at the time that's as big as I can make it because of the current permit status, but now the county has changed the regulations and I'm allowed to go a lot taller. So it's about time I build something bigger. So stay tuned on that. I just got the plate compactor, and I'm just waiting to get the Bobcat back, and we're going to start grading this out. And in about a month, it's the middle of May right now, and in about a month we'll start construction on the new garage. In the meantime, I have to take out this whole porch, and from that door, which is about 8 foot from here, all the way down, I gotta take out about 8 foot of it, because the garage is literally gonna come like right to about here, and it's gonna like, so I need to break all this up so they have room to work. So stay tuned. Okay, so at the current time, we got all this broken up. This has to be broken up over to this section for now, and eventually this whole section of the garage will need to be torn down. But in the meantime, I had purchased a bunch of millings to use as a base layer under the new concrete. Considering the price of millings versus the price of gravel, I figured it might just be more cost effective, considering I had to buy 4 dump truck loads of millings, and I probably will end up needing a little bit more to bring this up to grade. So as you can see right here, that is about 6 inches higher than this grade, and this grade isn't even the same height as the concrete. So right there you can see the grade is level with the door, which means it is level with the concrete. And ideally I would like the bottom of my concrete to be about here. Problem is we have a drainage issue over here. So I have a makeshift creek that actually, this is a creek I dug a long time ago, and it kept overflowing this way towards the garage and flooding out the garage. So I had filled it in and let the water flow to go into a little pipe down there, but it ended up just making things worse. So just opening this ditch back up. But either way, the grade level of the property next door is a little bit higher than mine. Everything kind of slopes down towards my property and then keeps going down the road. So my goal is to get the concrete high enough where this grade is actually, this grade like right here is actually a little bit lower than the concrete pad itself. And once I do that, then I'll be able to grade the water away back down into this creek where it'll go back behind and around. So yeah, so right here we're standing on about 12 inches of millings I just spread out yesterday, and then there's probably about 6 to 8 under that. So probably be about a solid 2 feet of millings when I'm done. And then we're going to get the tamper out this morning, and get all this tamped down for a first layer. So I still got probably 2 full dump truck loads, and I have to go essentially to the other side of those doors all the way back to, I think, about here-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. So it's a 40-foot. So let's get the tamper out, get this tamped down. This will be the first layer, and then about every 6 inches or so we'll just keep tamping it down to make sure that the base stays nice and hard. that's a wrap. The building pad is done. Let's see if you can see. I had to bring it up about 18 inches or so total. So there's the old concrete pad. And you can see that it's about a foot higher than the concrete pad. So a lot of people that saw it asked me why. And take a walk to the corner of the property, edge of the property over here, and you can see. So right here, there's like a creek that I had dug a long time ago, and it got filled in with the project, but comes through there and it goes all the way down to the corner of the property where there's a bigger creek that runs along the back. So essentially this property next door, so my property line is that post. This property next door, property is sloped on a steep angle towards me, and before the water would come in, and it would just literally go right down to the front of the garage. So I dug down the front of the garage years ago, put in a gravel bed, and that drained the water out to the creek over there. But every time the guy tried to do construction next door and disturb the land, all the silt would come through the silt fence actually and on my property. So hence you can see like all the silt in here, and just that color is just the silt. I mean, it's the clay too, but it's a lot of the silt. So I put this berm back here to keep the water from rushing. So it goes under there and actually accumulates under there, goes through that part of the creek and then comes through. And it's helped a bit, but once the building is up, then I can regrade all this and have a little bit better system. But long story short, the creek bed, the bottom of the creek bed right there, is about 18 inches lower than this. You can't really see it on the video as easily, but about 18 inches lower, maybe a little bit more. It's actually filled in a little bit on this back side here. But anyway, this part right here, I want to make sure the water stays down. If we get a really heavy rain, I want to make sure that the water doesn't come up and over in here. So essentially what's going to happen is this is a lot higher, have 6 inches of concrete, and then I'll be able to grade everything down that way too. So all the water should stay over on that side. That's my hope. So when I built this section of the garage right here a couple years ago, I actually put a drain pipe that goes under the concrete and through, and that's taken a lot of water, but it's only a 4-inch pipe. I guess I should have put something bigger or put 2 of them in, but last year we had a major storm, and the pipe had a stick in front of it, started to get back up, and then the water went in and it went inside the wall and it covered in the whole area there. So I said, you know, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. And so that's the story of it. So down here you can see that's where the creek goes in. So this is like a bigger creek. I get a lot of water up from this other neighbor's property. It comes through here and goes down in that creek bed, and it goes through the backyard. But yeah, so the pad's done. It's nice and level. The grading stick, I'm about a little less than 1 inch off total, which isn't bad because I can do a final grade once the building is up. But you can see on the back side how tall that is. So this took me about 9 full loads of asphalt millings to get up this high. So I would have used CR6 or RC6, but the cost of the RC6 and the CR6 just doesn't justify it. I can get these loads for $100 for 25 ton, and it goes down easy once it's tamped. It's nice and smooth. There's areas over here, right here, that I put down last week. It's already solid. So I'm thinking this will be a good base. So this is the end of the prep video. You can see the garage is torn down. The new building should be right about here. They need a few feet to work. So that's all been taken down. Able to save a lot of the stuff. That trailer back there has a bunch of lumber in it that I was able to saving all the insulation, as much of the electrical wiring as I can, and I'll move it all over to the new building. So that's a wrap for this video. Today is June 3rd, and I'm hoping the building should be done, or should be up, starting not this week but the week after. So I'll keep a video of that, and I guess you'll get to see that when it's done. So stay tuned for more. Like, subscribe so you don't miss any of the building, and I'll catch you on the next one.